you're doing really well. It is November and this morning we woke up to our first snowfall of the season and it's actually sticking. It feels like fall and winter are colliding. I don't know if I was quite ready for this, but it's absolutely beautiful. It is Sunday. I have so much going on at the moment. I've had a super busy week. Lots of things are coming up. And I really wanted to squeeze in a little video today because I know the next couple of weeks are going to be just so full. And then December is right around the corner. I do have plans to film Vlogmas this year and I'm so excited about it. I think I am really embracing winter this year. I am just so looking forward to a super cozy, creative winter. That's all that is on my mind other than work at the moment. And I have quite a few things I want to share with you today. The first being this finished object, which I am absolutely thrilled with. This was a bit of a risk for me. I've been seeing triangle shawls or scarves or like bandana style scarves everywhere. I first saw one in a YouTube video where a woman was wearing one in a very similar color to this from Cezanne. I love Cezanne, but they're very pricey. And I thought, I could make this. So I did a little bit of research. I also saw quite a few on the Anthropology website. Banana Republic has a gorgeous cashmere one, but I thought this could be a simple make. And I wasn't 100% sure, but in the end, it all worked out. I basically took the pattern for the Sophie scarf, which I know so many of you are already familiar with. It is a beautiful pattern. I just finished my little Sophie scarf in the last video and I shared that. I love it. But I thought, why not try to make that pattern into a triangle? And it worked. So this is my triangle version of the Sophie scarf. It's a paid for pattern, so I don't want to say too much, but I will put some notes in my project page and basically let you know that instead of the increase repeat in the pattern, I just increased on every single right side row. And that gave me a more rapid increase to make the triangle shape. I love it. It is so comfy. It's exactly the look that I wanted. When I had originally seen the inspiration for this, it was worn like this. And I think this is the way I will probably wear it most. I think it's so cute. It's going to be very warm and cozy without a lot of bulk. And I love shawls, but they can be difficult to wear. And I just thought this would be really nice to have in the winter with my winter coat, and it's not going to get in the way of too much. So I love it. Let me tell you about the yarn. This yarn was a gift from my friend Eric. He had it on his shelf when I was visiting him once, and he pulled it out and he said, "This is your color. You need this." And I think he was right. I absolutely needed it. It's from Primrose Yarn Company. The base is called Margot. It's a 2-ply fingering weight, which is an 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon. It is a pretty big skein. It's 150 grams or 595 yards. And so I wasn't sure how big I could make this. I decided to weigh the skein when I started. I jotted down how many grams I had. It was actually 159. And then I just tried to keep track when I could and measure my remaining yarn as I was knitting the project. I did make a little mistake. So ideally, what I should have done was stopped and started decreasing a little bit when I had a little bit more than half of the skein left. Unfortunately, I think I stopped and started the decrease when I was either exactly at the halfway point or maybe even a gram over. And I knew it would be risky. I don't know if I just like the excitement. I proceeded, and that's when I started to do the decreases on every single right side row. And when I got to the end, you can see this is where I started. It's a beautiful shape, but when I got to this end, I did not quite get that shape. I started to decrease a little bit extra, I think around here, because I could just tell I was running out of yarn. I managed to finish and barely had enough to weave in the ends. I've blocked it. It smells so good, and I'm absolutely in love with it. I think this is one of my favorite things I've made in a very long time. Just because the color is gorgeous, I think it's going to be so pretty to just like pop with my black winter jacket. But it was also fun, and it was kind of a quick knit. So once I finished my sweater I don't know if it was a few weeks ago, I just wanted something simple, like a bit of a breather. I did start a new sweater, but I just haven't been mentally ready to move on with it. And so this was the perfect project in between sweaters, because I have a lot of sweaters I want to knit this winter. But I feel like when I finish a project, I need a couple days to regroup and think about what I want to work on next. And so ever since I finished this, I've also been doing that. I do have a sweater that I started, but I still haven't picked it up. I think I finished this last weekend, and since then, the only thing I've been working on is in one of my favorite project bags with sewing notions. I decided to work on the second sock of my vanilla socks using a homespun house yarn. And I'm really happy with this. This is a nice bit of a breather. I'm just working on the leg, and it is a super cozy plush sock. And I really want to be able to wear these soon. So this is the only thing I've been working on this week since my Sophie triangle was completed. This yarn is from a Homespun House Advent Calendar from 2022, The Land of Sweets, and I love it. I've been really enjoying digging into my stash and pulling out some older skeins of yarns that I've been saving. I did a big cleanup a little while ago, and I just rediscovered a lot of things that I love. So here's the yarn. It's so beautiful. And I'm really enjoying that project. But I've been super busy with work. I have some events coming up and just lots of things to get done in the studio. But I did also cast on for my Ooey Gooey sweater, which is the newest sweater design by Andrea Mowry. I'm loving how it looks so far, but I have just done the neck rib. It's in this beautiful minty soft green from Chelsea Yarns. Let's see, my yarns are a little bit tangled in here. I believe these are both robin's egg, and I love them. They're so pretty. I don't even have my contrast yarn here with me, because I've just been carrying it around in my little mini bag with the beginnings of the project. And once I need a bigger bag, I will transfer. But my next part of this project is the short row shaping. And I just haven't wanted to do that yet. So that's on pause. I've also brought this really big basket down here to share, not all of it, but some of my dream knitting with you, because as busy as I've been working on project bags at the moment, my mind is constantly on what I will be casting on next. And I have a couple of ideas. I'm not sure if I will actually cast them on, but I think this is part of the fun. I like to gather all the yarns that I could potentially use for these dream projects, sit them somewhere close by, and then when I'm ready or inspiration strikes, I will just grab from that basket and set up a bag. So I did that the other day because I've seen the rosy sweater floating around on Instagram and it's absolutely stunning. It's another pattern by Lena Holm Samso. I love her designs. And I have some yarn here that I think would be perfect. I have a sweater's quantity of this rosewood color from Dandelion and Dogwood. And I found this beautiful skein for the roses. This is by Tanis Fiber Arts. It's the Pure Wash DK in the color Garnet. I think this would make a beautiful rosy sweater. So I've got it all piled up here in a bag just in case. I do want to finish the Ooey Gooey sweater, but I also want to make my turtle dove cardigan, which I've mentioned a few times, and some other things. But I also found this bag in my little cozy corner of the studio with a hat that I started last year. And I think I just tucked it away because other things caught my attention, but it's beautiful and I would really like to work on it. So I think this is going to be another one of my just easy go-to projects at the moment. The yarn is so pretty. It's one of my favorite combinations. I actually have this hat knit in these yarns in a light gray color. It's one of my favorite hat patterns as well. It's called On the Sea Train. It is by Lisa Clulow. And these are my yarns. So this one up top is Woolfolk. I think it's Woolfolk Far, I believe, but it doesn't say on here. And then this is a Surrey alpaca. I don't know if that's Ching fiber in the color Lemonade. I love it. I think it's so pretty. I actually have another yarn combination in a turquoise to make this hat because that's how much I love it. It is unbelievably soft and squishy, and it's just a really beautiful, simple hat pattern that I like wearing. Sometimes hats can be, I don't know, some hats are better than others on different people's heads, and this hat works perfectly for me. I love it. And I've been thinking a lot about hats and also winter accessories. I did treat myself to another combination to make a hat this winter. It's from Sandra Yarn Company. It's the Sunday Morning 4-ply BFL Masham in the color Take a Hike. And the Halo Silk Mohair also in Take a Hike. thought this would be a really nice hat. And it would also possibly make a nice hat for Glenn. I don't know if he would really like mohair, but if I decide, I could potentially make him a nice winter hat with this. So we will see. I'm also on the hunt for a fingerless glove pattern. I do have a couple that I've made in years past, and I realize I enjoy wearing fingerless gloves or fingerless mitts so much in the winter because I can still do things with my hands, but keep most of my hands warm. And I've been thinking a lot about the Sophie hood. I've been seeing that for quite some time. And after I finished this project, I just realized how much I enjoyed it, and maybe a Sophie hood is in my future as well. But then I started to see on Instagram this week another more like bonnet style that you can tie with a bow. And it's called, I think it's called the Lily Bonnet. Let me see. It's the Lily Bonnet by Knitters and Friends. So I'm kind of deciding between the Sophie hood or the Lily Bonnet next. So I'm hoping to have a sweater going on in the background, but then just work on some winter accessories in the meantime. But I also am very tempted to start working on my Bow Bow shawl. I think this one might get cast on pretty soon. But I have a very busy week or two, maybe even 3 ahead of me. I am going to be at the Knitting Loft on Sunday, November 16th for a trunk show, and I'm so excited about it. I don't do these kinds of events, but the Knitting Loft is just one of my absolute favorite spaces to visit. They have the most wonderful people working there, an amazing community, and it's my favorite local yarn shop. So I will be there next week from 12, or is it 11? From 11 to 4 p.m. on Sunday, November 16th. If you are anywhere near the Knitting Loft, please come by and say hello. I am going to be having some leather items there. I am bringing small project bags, large project bags. I have kits with the Cozy Knitter yarn that I'll be bringing, and I will be launching my holiday bag. I've been working on these in the background for a while, and I am so excited about this fabric. I think it's one of my favorite holiday fabrics I've ever used. I love Christmas crackers. We grew up having a Christmas cracker on our place setting for Christmas dinner and also New Year's Day. And I just love this print. It has so many cute designs in it, like the little snowman, the gingerbread, but my favorite one is the Christmas pudding. So I will be bringing a batch of my holiday bags to the Knitting Loft next week, and then I'm hoping to have a shop update with these the following week. I'm just gonna put a date out there and hopefully I can make it happen. The shop update will be Friday, November 21st at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And very exciting, in my shop update, I will be doing kits with the Cozy Knitter to match this bag. So we're really excited. It's been a very busy month for both of us. Christina has been dyeing and shipping her Advent skeins like a superstar, and I've been working away on project bags, and we are both planning to do a holiday shop update with these November 21st. But you can snag one of these bags at the Knitting Loft before then, if you can make it there on Sunday, November 16th. So that's what's been keeping me really busy the last week or so. And I suspect the next couple of weeks I will be buried at the sewing machine under bags, just finishing up as many as I possibly can. Oh, I do have one other project I've been dreaming about. I found this skein of yarn in my stash. It was from my friend Camilla from Cami Jo Knits. It's the Messiah base, which is a superwash merino with silk and yak. It is unbelievably soft. It feels very luxurious. It's in the color blush. And I've been saving this for a long time because it's a special skein and I didn't quite know what to do with it. But I was watching the Cami Jo Knits podcast recently, and she has re-released a pattern of hers with a new name, and it uses one skein of this yarn. And so I think I'm going to make a cowboy scarf because obviously I'm into these little neck scarves at the moment, and this one is beautiful. So that's another project in my dream knitting as well. I'm very excited about it. You can find this on, I think on her website, but also on Ravelry. It's called the Cowboy Scarf by Camilla Hoyer Adamson. So I think that covers all of my knitting. I have just been, if I'm not knitting, I'm dreaming about knitting and wishing that I had more time to knit. But I do anticipate in a couple of weeks, things should slow down and the holiday season will be approaching and I will have a lot more time to work on all my knitting projects. Also, when I'm at the Knitting Loft next week for the trunk show, I'm going to be shopping for some yarn to make either the Sophie hood or the Lily bonnet because I spent some time last night looking in my stash and I don't really have enough of any one color to make those projects in that weight. I think it's a worsted weight for the Sophie hood. I'm not quite sure what it is for the Lily bonnet, but I think I might do the hood. We will see. So that covers everything I wanted to share about my knitting plans, my shop update news, the trunk show news. I think I'm gonna try to make this short and sweet because I still have a lot to do today, but I do wanna share a little bit of a book update with you because that's another thing I've been thinking about a lot is wanting to read, wanting to make some new recipes from some cookbooks that I have, and doing some quilting. And I did get another new quilting book, which I think is going to be a great source of inspiration the next few months. And I really just cannot wait to have a bit more time this December and January to do all the reading, all the cooking, all the quilting, all the knitting. So I'm gonna share my book update with you next. I knew that we were supposed to get a few centimeters of snow today, but I really didn't think that it would stick. But it's absolutely beautiful. It really has me in a super cozy mood. And I've been thinking a lot about quiet time with reading. I've been kind of adding to my collection of books recently. Not necessarily just fiction reads, which I love, but just reference books or nonfiction books that I can spend slow time with, underline, and just really get stuck in. So here are a couple of books that have currently had my attention. I placed an order on the bookoutlet.ca website again recently, and it was actually because one of the boys was buying me a Christmas book. That is one thing that I think is going to be a huge theme for my Christmas gift list this year. I have a whole bunch of books on my list, and Camden saw me looking at one and asked if he could get it for me. So when I ordered that book, I wanted to add something to get the free shipping, and this one caught my eye. It's the Bread Lovers Bread Machine Cookbook by Beth Hensberger. It is massive, and I checked the reviews on this. It has excellent reviews, and I thought it would be a great book to try out some more interesting bread machine recipes. I do really enjoy my bread machine. I have the Breville one. I think it's called the Custom Loaf, but I've only made more basic loaves in there. I have been enjoying a sourdough loaf in there, but I thought it might be nice for this winter season to have a few more recipes up my sleeve. And so I'm really excited to try some of these out. These are my current nonfiction books that I've been really bad about sticking with because I keep moving around from one to the other. But all three I have started and I'm really enjoying them. I think I just need to focus on one at a time. But I did start to read With Her Own Hands by Nicole Narig, which I'm really enjoying. And there's just something about this cover that I'm obsessed with. I've also been enjoying this book. I started it, I can't remember if it was at the end of summer or in September, but I really like this. It's Slow Productivity, The Lost Art of Accomplishment Without Burnout by Cal Newport. This is a really good one so far. And then lastly, The Book of Alchemy by Suleika Jawad. This is a great book, but I have left it on my desk in my sewing room, and I think it's not the best place for it because I don't tend to pick it up while I'm sitting at my desk. So I think I need to focus on one and try to make a little more progress in one of them because they are all really great books and I'm looking forward to reading them. I did find another great quilt block reference book recently. I've been on the hunt. I've been really interested in quilt blocks, the history of quilt blocks, and just different kind of combinations and patterns. I am hoping to make a Christmas themed lap quilt for myself. And so I've just been enjoying doing a bit of research, and I've added this book to my collection. It's called Alice's Wonderland Sampler Quilt. It has 100 quilt blocks, and it's by Alice Caroline. And it's a beautiful hardcover book. I really like this one. And it's kind of like an encyclopedia. It just has a really nice layout with all the different blocks and instructions. There are tips, some beautiful pictures, and I love these little triangles on the pages with the different, I think they're all Liberty of London fabrics. So I'm excited to get into this one a little bit more. I've flipped through it, but I need a bit more time to enjoy some of my new books. As for my just regular evening reading, I've just started The Serpent and the Wings of Night, which is from a Crowns of Nyaxia series. And I'm not sure if I like it yet. I'm right at the beginning. It seems good, but it hasn't really pulled me in just yet. So we'll see how that one goes. But that is my current stack of books. And all I can think about is what books to put on my Christmas list. And I think that's going to be the major theme of what I'm hoping to find under the tree this year. Is just a few books. I feel like I don't need a lot more, but books or cozy things to do are always a winner for me. I think that covers everything I wanted to chat with you about today for this November recap. I know we have just started November, or it feels that way, but I don't think I will have a lot of time for the rest of the month. And so you may not see me here in this space again until Vlogmas. The next few weeks, I will be busy preparing for my shop update with holiday bags and kits on the 21st, and also the trunk show at the Knitting Loft on the 16th. So if you are in the Toronto area, I hope to see you there. It would be really nice to say hello and meet in person. And if you are interested in receiving updates on any shop news or things going on, you can head on over to my Patreon. I update with weekly vlogs over there for members, but there is a free membership option and a brand new feature. I've tried it once and I think it's working very well. So I am now sending the very occasional newsletter with any kind of shop dates or events or new product alerts. I am updating over there with a newsletter, and if you sign up for free, you will have the newsletter delivered to your inbox. So if you're interested in keeping up with any of that stuff, you can head on over to my Patreon. The link is down below, as well as all the other places you can find me online. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of the month and do lots of cozy things. And I will see you in a few weeks.